Hello, Ian here from Dark Base Workshop. Welcome back to another video. In this one we're doing a base for the troll from Harry Potter. Right, so with this base, I had no idea what I was going to do with it. I knew I wanted to do it as part of the giveaway on Patreon, and I was talking to Johnny, one of my friends on the Harry Potter Facebook group, and he came up with a couple of suggestions, but we went with the flooded bathroom. So I thought, yeah, that gives me some scope to do some different style base and get some water effects going on there as well. So yeah, let's get on with it. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so we're going to do a base for the troll I've just finished. And I had no idea what kind of base I wanted, so I messaged Johnny, one of my friends in the Harry Potter group. He came up with the idea of the flooded bathroom, so that's what we're going to do. So I've got my base ready. I've primed it, but what I wanted to do was like a checkered floor, and I thought, right, how are we going to do this? So I've come up with a little template. So I've got this masking tape, and I just put 3 strips across, lifted up the middle one, so we've got an equal spacing, and then a strip there, strip there, strip there, lift that strip, and then just cut out the holes as you go along. So the plan is to use like an ivory color, but I've got aged white because it's pretty similar to ivory anyway, and I'm going to highlight it with the white. And we've got blue, green, dark sea blue. So we'll start off with the aged white first. So I'll load that up in the airbrush, and we'll just prime. Well, we've primed it. We're just going to block over with the aged white. So there's no great technique to it. Just take your time and build up the colour. You don't want to go in with a heavy coat. Just want to build it up slowly. We'll probably go around a couple of times and let it dry. And come back for another couple of passes. So I'll leave that dry for a bit. Just easier on the airbrush. So I'm not pulling the trigger back, I'm just blowing air through. There we go again. Let's try it again. And paint. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now, if I was to put my finger on this, you can still feel it's a little bit tacky. So I'm going to leave it to one side for a bit, or if you want to give it a blast with a hair dryer, go ahead. You might have noticed that it's not a standard Night Models base. The only reason for that is, well, there's two reasons. There's one, I haven't got any of the right size. And the second reason is I think the tiles would have been too small on those bases, plus I would have had to fill it in as well. So it's just easier to get a round lipped base from eBay. You can pick them up quite cheaply. It's just a plain one, so this will work in our favor because we're going to do the tile pattern on it anyway, so this is going to be perfect. So I've got my template ready, and I thought it'd be easier to start across the widest part of the base, so I'll line that up with the edge there so it's fairly central. You know, I want this tile to start right on the edge, so okay, a little bit of overhang on it, maybe. I'm scared it's going to bleed underneath, but we'll have a go. And I've got blue-green in my airbrush now, so I'm just going to build up the colour there. Being careful not to move the template in any way. Make sure you get into every corner, and then I'll get the dark sea blue ready. Into the airbrush, and then just do a quick colour change. And sod's law, it's gone everywhere. So let me just pause it. Okay, so I've got the dark sea blue ready now. What you need to decide on is what kind of style tile. So I want, like, obviously a two-tone tile, so it's going to be a highlight in one corner going to a shadow in the opposite corner. So I was thinking, if this is the front of the base here, I'll have the shadows in the bottom right hand corner. So build up that dark sea blue. Just leave that dry, and we'll go in with another pass. And I may have to go a little bit darker, but we'll see how it goes. I'll just stay down that corner. See how we've got a nice little transition there. Let's blow air to dry it quickly, because I want to do one more pass, and we'll decide then whether we need to go with a darker colour or not. I just fancy the sea green colours, because it's going to be flooded. It might look pretty cool with you know, a shiny water effect on top of it. Okay, moment of truth. So that's going to be pretty good, I think, because we're going to have a highlight of the what do we use? Aged white, wasn't it? So we'll have aged white down here, and then we'll have the white up to there. So it'll just be a matter of moving the template across. So we cover up the blue squares, so we can use the holes to do the white highlights then. So I'll carry on doing the rest of the tile with the sea green and the blue, blue green and the sea blue. Oh my god, I can't speak properly today, can I? So it'll just be a matter of lining up there and there, and that'll more or less be the tile done. We'll have to do another one here probably, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we just have to do a little bit there as well. So we'll come back when the sea green is done. A little error there, but luckily that's going to be a dark green square, so we're happy. Okay, we'll come back in a bit. Okay, so we've got the one set of rows done. Now we need to do the offset rows. So we need a blue square there, 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 and there now. So what we do is offset the grid. And then we do the same process again, but to ensure that I get it in the right place, I'm going to use masking tape to cover where I've been with these rows. Because if you think that's going to stay white there, that's going to stay white, so it's going to make no difference. Where I put it across there, and the same is going to be white in between those two, so I can put it there. So I can line up the grid now to make sure that I can get the blue border to go along that bit of masking tape, if you can see what I mean. So I can line it up quite nicely there now, and I can do the blue squares, or the remaining blue squares in there now. So that's the plan. So I'm going to load up the airbrush with a blue-green, and we'll get ready to go. So I'm happy that the little template is in place, and we put on the blue-green. We'll do it in a couple of layers again. Make sure you don't lose the template. Yeah. And just leave that dry, and we'll do another pass. Okay, so I'm moving on to the dark sea blue now. Remember the dark pattern goes towards the bottom corner. think we're done now. So I'll just give it a quick blast with the hairdryer before I remove the masking tape, just in case any paint will be lifted by the removal of the tape. Okay, so that's the blue tiles done. What I'm going to do is, obviously we'll do the white highlight on the aged white part, but then I want to put a black border just so all the lines can marry up, you know, because there's a little discrepancy here and there, you can see. But otherwise it's not too bad actually. Oh, it's brilliant that way, but it's not too good that way. So I need to fill in some gaps there with a bit of black lining. But no, let's get on with the white highlight on that one now. So first up, I'm going to go back in with the aged white just to tidy up some of the borders first. I've added a little bit of white to it because I thought it was a little bit too yellow, but not really. Yeah, there is a bit difference there, I think. So let's give it a blast with a hairdryer and we'll do the opposite sides. I'm just covering up the remaining squares. Remember, we had that little mistake there, so we'll just cover that up now. Okay, then we're done. So now I've got the white. The highlight's going to be going, which direction? The highlight's going to be in the top corner. So I'm going to fix it in position. So it's going to be the bottom corner now. Dry it off. A little bit too heavy on a couple of them, but we can cover it up with extra passes. I think they get the idea now. The pressure is too high. I'm going to turn the pressure down on the airbrush a minute. Right. Here we go. If you drop the pressure on the airbrush, you get it slightly more control with thin paint, I should say. Just using air now. I'm not sure this is turning out the way I wanted to with these two colours, but the blue green and the dark blue looks pretty good, but maybe should have gone a grey, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's all about the blue. So I'm just thinking about doing water effects over the top of that, so it's going to be a shiny blue. Yeah, it's not too bad. Right, let's give it a blast with the airbrush so we can do the opposing ones. So I had to think about where it was going to be on that one. So that was what the pause was. Okay. So I can tidy that little scratch up there, or I might leave it on there. No, I'll tidy it up. But next we're going to do some black lines in between the squares just to line everything up. Alright, so I'm going to start the black line in. I've just put a little bit of flow improver in some Vallejo black just to make sure it flows properly. And I'll go as close as I can to each line. It might be a little bit wavy here and there, but that's the only way I'm going to get around it, I think, unless I go a really thick line, which I don't really want to do. We'll get there. So I'm going to carry on because it's a bit boring for you to watch this. But practice for brush control. Okay, all that remains now is to do the black border on the base, and we'll be done. Quite looking forward to seeing the troll standing on this one, but before we get to that stage we need to do the water effects. Well, the painting's done anyway. So I'll carry on and finish this. I'll give it a blast with the airdryer, probably do a second pass on the black just to tidy it up, and I think we're done there. Okay, there we are, just to give an idea. Still a bit wet, but ready for the next stage. So what I'm going to start off using is this realistic water from Secret Weapon. I use it for my dark elf bases, and it gives a lovely shiny effect. I'm currently doing a dark elf army with like an ice frozen waste, but it's got a bit of, funny enough, it's got a bit of blue green in there, bit of sky blue, bit of white on the base, and then plenty of this stuff over the top, and then crushed glass for the snow, and a bit of cork here and there. That put quite a bit on, and we'll move it about with a brush now, just to get a nice even layer on there. I'll just push it up to the rim, just make sure I've covered everywhere on the base, and this is a case of letting it dry then. I've never put this much on a base before, so I'm not sure how long it's going to take to dry. I'm guessing it might be overnight job. There we are. Yeah, really happy with that. I'm not trying to get any on the actual lip of the base because it'll look quite glossy. Let's push it up there. Okay, we'll leave that dry. Right, apologies, but it's only just struck me that it would the troll would look better if he was actually sitting in the water effects rather than resting on the top of it. So I've removed the pin, and I need to smooth that off. And what I'm going to do is just put him on the base as is, and I'm going to glue him on because sorry, I'm just trimming off the bit under his foot there. The water effects should hold him in place, so as long as it doesn't spill too much off the sides, I think we'll be onto a winner. So I'm just going to place him in the middle of the base, and I'll just let him sink in slowly. I love experimenting. I'll just give him a wee press just to make sure he's going to sit in there nicely. There we are. Right, I'll leave him there to dry. Okay, so next up, I thought it'd be pretty good if we had some ripples excuse me, on the base, from where he's the troll's actually standing in the water. So I'm going to be using this stuff from Green Stuff World, and I'll just show you how it works on this base. You just apply it like the water effects. Just let it spread out on the base. It's okay to move it around as it is now. It'll only cure when you use the UV light on it. And you can pick up this at the same time as you buy the resin from Green Stuff World. But I thought, how am I going to get ripples in there? I thought if I use pressure from an airbrush to make little dimples in it. And while I'm going around like that, if I apply the light of the torch, it cures really quickly. Probably see it changing now. That's it, almost cured. You can see it, there's only a little bit that's stuck to the base now, and I can the good thing about this stuff is you can remove it from the base. But I think once this is on top of the water that we've already applied to the base, it should look quite good. So we've got a nice little dimple in there, and I reckon if we do a thinner application of the UV resin and just blow the airbrush against it, we should be able to get some nice little ripples on there. I forgot to apologise. I hope you're not too put off by by the bruising there. I had a bit of an episode in hospital where they put a wire up my wrist, and I'm on blood thinning medication at the moment as well, so anything is just bruising quite easily. So apologies for that, but I'm on the mend. It's all good. So we're gonna have a go at that. Let's get the troll in. He's looking quite good already. Nice, nice watery base he's got there. So we'll have a go. I'm going to turn the pressure up on my airbrush because I don't think it was really cutting it with that pressure then. That's better. So, yeah, I think it's going to be quite good. I don't know whether it'll actually show up on the base, but we'll have a go. So I'm going to apply it once I get flow from the there we go. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lay it down like that and get the pressure, air pressure from above, and hopefully that'll cure it in that position. So the air pressure prevented it from moving anywhere, so I think that was good. So I'm going to go around the back now, back of the foot. I'm not going to bother with the airbrush actually, see if it'll cure with that ridge in place where it is now. The airbrush was just a thought to try and keep it moving, but I think if we're quick enough with the torch, it's not bad actually. And go from the around the front of his toes now to join up with that bit that we had earlier. And we'll go around the other foot. I need the airbrush on that bit. As I say, I like experimenting, so I hope you can catch some of this, but I think it's transparent, so I'm not entirely sure you're going to see very much of this. Oh, just what I'm trying to do is create a raised wave around the feet. And it seems to be working so far. I'm just not giving it enough time for the resin to flow into a flatter position. I'm just keeping it in that wave form so it looks like a ripple. So I think we're achieving the goal. Right, last section. I'm going to go around this, the left foot again. There's a little bit of a gap there. I'm just going to fill that gap, and I think we're done, I think. And what I can do is just that little bit there. Fill that little void. Okay. I'm surprised at how easy this stuff is to use. Oh well, I've actually cured that bit there. So look. Yeah, it doesn't take long at all. It's really good. Okay, so I'm going to apply a little bit more water texture now in between where I've got the ripple and the actual toes. But fairly happy with that. That's pretty good going. So I'll do the finishing stages and we'll come back when it's dry. Okay, there he is, finished on his base. It's quite a fun little project, this, to do a different kind of base, so I hope you found it enjoyable. It's good to mess about with different water effects and that, so yeah, fairly happy with that. So that's it for now. As I said, this will be coming up as a future competition prize. I'm not entirely sure when yet, because I've got some other stuff in the pipeline to announced shortly. I know Lord Voldemort's going to be up this month, next month, and I want to do a special one for Christmas, but there'll be more about that later on. But anyway, here's the first tutorial done for the month. Again, apologies, I wasn't expecting to be off for a couple of weeks, but I say, you know, we're on the mend again. So thanks very much for your support and your best wishes. It did mean a lot, so thank you very much. And hopefully, without any more hiccups, we'll be good for a good few years now. So, yeah, so that's it for me for now. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll try and get another tutorial up as soon as I can, and we'll see you in that one. So, cheers, bye.